Hello, welcome to the Nautical Knitter Podcast, Episode 2. I'm your host Matt, known as the Nautical Knitter on Instagram and Navy 1990 on Ravelry. That's going to change. I'm going to change it over to the Nautical Knitter there too. For your returning viewers, welcome back. For all you new viewers, welcome. Hope you enjoy today's episode. We're going to do hopefully a bit longer than the last one. The last one was only about 10 and a half minutes. This one, I have 77 minutes available on my camera. So we'll see. I'm on take number 3, 4, I don't know anymore. Every time I'd get started, the dogs would do something and I'd have to start over. So we're going to try and do this and finally get it done. So today's segments, we're going to do scuttlebutt, which for those of you that don't know, Navy terminology, which for those of you that don't know, I did 20 years in the Navy. So the Navy and being on the ocean is what I've done forever, most of my life. Today's topics we're going to do scuttlebutt, which is a Navy term for gossip or the water fountain that you gossip around, either one. But in this case, it's going to be what's going on in my life. We'll do new shipmates when we have them. Right now, everybody's a new shipmate, so I'm not going to go through and name everybody. Thank you to those that joined the Ravelry group and to those that joined the YouTube channel. I appreciate it. If you haven't joined either, go and hit subscribe. I think the button is maybe right here, somewhere down here. I think. Could be up there or over there. Who knows? I've tried to figure it out and it's never the same. Go over to the Ravelry group too. We have the Nautical Knitter podcast group over there. Thank you to those that joined the Ravelry group. We'll talk about underway, which is all of my works in progress. We will talk about one of the other categories is in port. There's nothing in port. That's my finished objects. I don't have anything finished right now, so we won't go in port yet. New gear, which is anytime I get new yarn, needles, pattern. Sorry if you see a glare lighting up my face. It's my iPad. It's where I keep my notes. New gear, that's needles, yarn, patterns, anything crafty to help with my knitting. And if we have time left on the battery on my camera, we will do a sea story. Sorry. Oh. Scuttlebutt. For those of you that don't know, I am a 911 dispatcher who right now has a very dry throat. 911 dispatcher is a very busy job. It's never boring, and it can be crazy intense sometimes, almost to the point of being overwhelming, especially when things happen. Right now I'm dispatching police for a neighboring county, and it can get kind of intense. Soon I will be also learning fire and ambulance, and then I will be learning sheriff's department as well. So I love it. My college degree is in public safety and emergency management, so this fits right into my degree field. For those of you that heard that, that is the perils of having a cat. Yeah, so that's what's going on with my job. I love it. I'm having fun with it. Work with really good people. Let's see. For those of you who know or don't know, my wife Sarah, Apple Blossom SF, pretty much everywhere, Ravelry, Instagram. She is a cake decorator at a local grocery store and is in the running to be the assistant manager of the bakery that she works in the grocery store. So life is going good there too. Our oldest daughter, we have 2 daughters. Our oldest is a senior in high school. Our youngest is a freshman in high school, and they're at 2 different schools. We had the school district, they redrew the lines for our school district over the last summer, and we got positioned into a new school district. So we started our younger daughter in the new school, and our older daughter could stay at her old school because she's a senior. She got accepted to college. She's going to Campbell University and was offered a scholarship for there. So they have a really good chemistry program, which is what she's getting into. And sorry, there is a cat literally right here. And he's annoying. So she's going to Campbell for chemistry. She was offered a decent scholarship. And next month she is in the running. She has to do an interview. She's in the running for a full ride scholarship to Campbell. It's good. This scholarship would pay for her classes, books, fees, room and board. They would give her money for a computer and a summer abroad to study, which is great. That would be such a financial relief to us, because right now we'd have to pay for about half her college with the scholarship she already has. College is giving away 2 full rides. They're giving away 2 scholarships that are for tuition only, full tuition. And then they're giving away 8 partial scholarships. So she's got a chance to get one of the 12 that they're giving away. So we'll see, and we'll keep you all informed on that one. I'm hoping she gets the full ride. That would be so awesome. Last couple weeks have been insane. Sarah had jury duty, which she had put off several times because of things going on. And then the last time she had it, I was right after I had lost my job on a military base here. So she finally did jury duty. Let's see. Last weekend was crazy. Right before I went to work, I was working nights. And right before I went to work, our septic tank decided to back up. So had to deal with that issue. It's life. It happens. Looking back on it, we just have to laugh about it. But one other thing that's going on in my life, and I haven't started it yet, Sarah wants me to try spinning. We have 3 spinning wheels. We have about half a dozen spindles. She wants to teach me how to spin. I swore up and down for the longest time that I would never spin. I think I'm going to give it a try. I just have to get some fiber that isn't hers, because all of hers is really nice and fancy and all of that. And as a new spinner, I wouldn't want to use her good fiber for spinning. All right, moving on. Gosh, what are we up to? 9 minutes. Hey, we're almost longer than the last one. So, underway. This is my works in progress section. Let's see. First thing I'm working on, and I haven't touched it in a couple weeks, so it's been sitting here. I mentioned it last podcast, but it was sitting up on the entertainment center up here. but I am working on the Pagona by Stephen West. And this is a one-off Volmisa colorway. Apparently there was a mistake in it. I wound this up and didn't see anything, so I don't know. I think the colors are awesome, but this is what I'm working with. I'm going to try and do this so it gets the light from the window. It's blues and green and really deep black. I don't know if you can see that. But so far, I have got that much. And it's my first shawl. I've never done a shawl before. And I figured, why not? It's the year of trying new things for me. So I love it. I tried to cast this thing on, I don't know, half a dozen times to do the setup, and I couldn't get it. And I couldn't get it, and I couldn't get it. So fortunately, because I've only been knitting for a little over 3 years. My wife taught me, and I love it. So, fortunately, I looked over across the living room to my wife, who is a phenomenal knitter, and I looked at her and I said, help me, and I handed her the yarn and the needles, and gave her the pattern and said, here you go, do me the setup and I'll go on from there. About what seemed like 45 seconds later, she was set up and ready to go. She handed me the shawl and said, all right, you're all set, here you go. So, got that started. Stephen West, the Pagona shawl. Seen pictures of it, it's gorgeous. I've had this Volmisa sitting in my stash for quite a while. It was a gift from a dear friend. Love Volmisa. Oh my gosh, so soft. But so that's my first work in progress. That's my first thing that's underway. My second thing, and I've been waiting. Oh my gosh, I've been waiting to use this yarn. And I'm all tangled. There we go. This, I love it. It's from Dancing Dog Dye Works. This is the Obi-Wan Knitter colorway. I stocked this shop. This was done specifically for Dan of the Bakery Bears podcast. And when Dancing Dog Dye Works came out with it, I stalked their shop. I wanted this yarn so bad. I'm a Star Wars nerd. Love it. Just like Dan, just like Garrett, Imperial Knitter. And stalked their shop for, I knew they were going to start selling it at a certain time. I was on there 10 minutes before and I kept hitting refresh, refresh, refresh. As soon as it came on, 2 skeins bought, done. One for me, one for my wife. Well, I didn't get to use it last year because I was part of the Desert Vista Dye Works officially unofficial sock club knit along where we did a pair of socks every month. I'm not a fast knitter, so it took me most of a month to do a pair of socks. So I never got to really do anything else last year for the entire year but knit socks. Now that I am not pressured to do it, I want to do socks. So I'm doing, I gotta get used to the camera, sorry y'all. This is my sock, and there's a little dicky-do right here. I dropped a stitch way back here. I'm already past the heel. So I've got to figure out what to do with that little one stitch that's hanging out there. But I love the way these are striping. The stripe runs in a barber pole all the way around, the light and the dark. So loving it. The yarn is awesome. Doing these on my Chow Goo twists. I think they're size 2 maybe. I don't know. I don't know sizes. This is a pair I use for socks. I think they're a 2. It might be a 2. I can't read it. It's too small. So that's my second work in progress. My third one is a long-term project, and if you follow me on Instagram, you saw the start. I'm doing, pay no attention to all these ends hanging off. I'm trying to do all the ends, but the black and gray you see at the bottom down here, right along the edge, that's my provisional cast on to be able to do the I-cord border. But I'm up to 8 on my sock yarn. I'm doing a sock yarn blanket, and some of it is scraps of my yarn, some of it is minis that have been sent to me. A couple in there are from J.B. Cohen. A couple in there are from Mrs. Neely Johns that were sent to me over Christmas. So that's going to be a long-term project. So, loving it. I love sock yarn. I don't know what it is about, I switched to the Pagona, and it's a size 7. And to me, these needles are huge because I've used nothing but sock needles for the past year. So, excuse me, I need a drink. Let's see, what else we got going on? Okay. New gear. Like I said, I did a little background. I did the Desert Vista Dye Works Sock Club knit along for 2015. It was Susan Hayes' first. It was almost along the lines of a brown bag sock club. The guidelines were, and she's doing it again this year. So, and I know I've seen several pictures on Instagram of people doing it. I'm not doing it this year. However, the guidelines were you had to use Desert Vista Dye Works yarn to do a full pair of adult socks. Do 1 pair each month. If you do 12 pairs, you got a colorway dyed specifically for the people that completed the 12 months. I'll be honest, September rolled around and I was about done. I had knit, at that point, 9 pairs of socks. I had 3 to go, and I was getting burnt out. The only thing that kept me going was the yarn that I was going to get. I wanted to get the exclusive colorway, and I'm like Sarah, the Canadian knitter. If it's exclusive, I want it. So, kept going, pushed on, worked my way through it, finished up doing 12 pairs in 12 months. And for me, that's an accomplishment because I'm slow. I am a slow knitter. I've seen some of y'all out there that are sharing on Instagram how you knit, and some of you, it's like watching a machine work. It's so fast. But I'm a slow knitter, so that's about all I did last year was socks. But finally got the 12 months done. Susan did up a colorway specifically for those of us that finished. And y'all, this is amazing looking. This is it. Look at that. It's from Desert Vista Dye Works. I've got a really bad glare over here. Hello, I'm trying to block the sun. Anyway, hang on. Sorry about that. Dogs decided they wanted to start barking. So anyways, this is my new exclusive colorway by Desert Vista Dye Works. I don't know if y'all can see. Yeah, there's sparkle in that. I'm not a big sparkle fan, but this stuff rocks. It is an exclusive colorway. I can't see, so I hope I'm on the screen. Yep, colorway 2015 exclusive. I got skein number 27 out of 41. So only 41 skeins of this were made, and it came with a contrast, or not a contrast, I don't know what you'd call this because it's not a contrasting heel and toe, but this, it's got really creamy, really light browns and creams. It's looking gray on the screen, but that's not. I mean, it does, I guess it does. It does have some gray in it. Really faint gray. But this is awesome. If y'all have never bought Desert Vista Dye Works, why not? Because this stuff is great. But that is the podcast for the most part. Hopefully, as y'all are watching this, you decide to join the group. I'm going to save the sea story for next time. I got to come up with a really good one. So, if you have any questions about me, the Navy, my life, whatever, I'm pretty open. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. There's a question thread in the Ravelry group. Come on over and join the group. Give me a question. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think it's here, there, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where they put the button this time around. Subscribe to the channel, the Nautical Knitter Podcast, and that's nautical with a K. K nautical, K knitter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully next week I will have a bigger blanket. I will be working on a second sock, and I'm going to force myself to work on my pagona, make it bigger, because I want to do it as a gift for my wife, and I know she would love those colors are her colors. She looks good in those colors. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Leave me some comments. Come on over to Ravelry, join the group, subscribe to YouTube, and next time I will introduce new shipmates, hopefully have some finished objects for you, and we'll take it from there. So until next time, y'all take care.